Okay, so I'm just about done with this. The only thing that I'm not too happy about, is the rear of the thrusters. I thickened them up. They should have a slight taper, as I mentioned before, but not as much as conical as it was prior. So I went with this. They should look a little bit more blunt, to put it simply. With that in mind, this is the thrusters I had to work with, which was okay when they were tapered down to this, something that's small before. But now this looks kind of wimpy. So I bought went to Brick, local Lego brick store, kind of like bricks and minifigs type of thing, and bought a couple of things that might solve this problem. And so we're going to address that today, and I'll show you a couple. I'll choose one of potentially four different setups here, and but basically the idea is to fill in the engine glow more, so it's not just this tiny skimpy little thing. And I want it to be more recessed. This with the thrust showing like this is more like when near the end of Road One, when the Hammerhead rams into the side of the Star Destroyer, right? I spud up against on the side and it's thrusting at maximum because it's pushing this big old ship out of the way and into the other one. And that's when it's got full burn, and that you can see like the thrust cones, I guess, the flames really shooting out, which is fine. But other than that, if you really look at any of the other shots of the ship, they don't really have such an intense and long, burn, with such a tail coming out. The glow is actually fairly well contained within the engines, so I'm not sure if I want to maintain this look. If not, I might just shorten it with either just putting a little bit of a glow with the orange, or actually what I'm going to do is I want to mix the intensity, it's basically glows yellowish orange, I guess. So to show that, I'm going to maybe use orange on the outer, and then maybe do a yellow in the middle, either as there's a cone piece, kind of like this. But maybe I'm going to try to get more recessed, likely, or maybe one of these 1x1 studs, just cap the center part with a glow. So I'll show it to you in a moment after I get these off and kind of show you the different configurations. Okay, so what I ended up doing is doing with something like this. This better, zoom up. And I should really get something that's black in there instead, but I figured this gives some engine detail, and I'll base it off of, hopefully I can throw in an image right about here to show you that what I'm getting. So there's really no orange inside the engines. It's actually more of a yellow glow than an orange engine glow. So that's what I did, and I tried different combinations of putting orange around, putting yellow in the back of it to try to simulate something mixed with orange, but the orange just didn't feel right. It's too warm with this yellow and too much contrast for a thrust. And again, looking at that image, it just basically looks like it's just yellow engine glow. So that's what I was going with. And from most angles, it works fine. And I didn't want to do the yellow cones to make it like shooting out. I just wanted to have it like standard, like cruising power, I guess. Normal thrust kind of look, nothing high output necessarily. And that's basically, I think, works best for that. And I think that'll be it. Let's see. I gotta double check this, if this is inserted all the way. I feel like, oh, I guess maybe that is it. And I used a shorter, there's like an axle, that pin that goes through. I think it's basically like that because you see like there's this slight gap here. I guess that kind of matches with this, and this orange thickness is basically about the same as what's here. So I'm just gonna leave that. I gotta look at my photos. I could have sworn it was tighter before. If it is, I might just push it in a little bit. But the main thing was to address this, and I think this looks just generally better than where it was. I didn't like those cones coming out. And especially like they look so small with that gray pushed out, and I guess I inset it more too. So that should be that. And other than that, final placements, make sure that the guns are facing more parallel and straight rather than angled up or down in any way. And I think overall this looks pretty good. Angle here, let me just adjust this. Yep, with that in mind, pretty sure this is done now. I could feel slightly tempted to make the gray pieces that are in there, let's try and invert it black instead. I feel like maybe higher contrast or dark, especially based off of that picture. It kind of looks like that, although if it's on full thrust, the whole thing might glow more yellow. There's some edges around it that will have some extra thrust coming out of it. But yeah, I think overall this works a lot better than what it was. And that's it. So let's wrap this up, and I guess I'm done. I don't think I need to recap anything. I basically went through it previously, and this was the main thing that I wanted to address. And now that it is, that's it. So hopefully, I don't know if you like this. If you have any questions, it's hard to explain what I did exactly, but maybe if you studied it, or if you asked me to show you something, maybe I can perhaps dissect it a bit more to give you an idea of what I did. But I think overall this looks really good for given where it started, what I have to work with, and not going well. There was a lot of major changes, but it could have been even more so, I think. So I think it's pretty good how much I was able to address and this detail and fix up some parts. Okay, I'm done. I'm out. Good night.